Hey folks, Mel the Train Shooter here with another one of our vlogs. Yes, on my ongoing adventures in writing the book. Yeah, if you don't know what the book is about, it's my terrain book. There's links in the description, and I should start this off with a bit of an announcement for everyone who backed the book, all of my teammates. Yeah, the pledge manager should be open this week. Yeah, links will be down below, but if you're not used to Kickstarter, the pledge manager is a bit like the shopping cart and the final details. So you jumped on during the Kickstarter and you pledged your money. The pledge manager is where you pick your add-ons, where you sort your shipping details, sort shipping and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, now it is all detailed on the Kickstarter update. There's a link down below, or there should be. Yeah, I'll confirm further in the video when it goes up, but I'm 99% sure it will be there. Okay, one quick one on the shipping. Yeah, Dave's pulled a blinder. We've actually managed to get the shipping costs below what we thought we'd be able to get them down to in the campaign. So they're actually less than what we predicted. Yeah, so that's a win. Yeah, so nice one, Dave. So that is the official stuff over. So to start, I really should call these vlogs. I should start calling these damn things vlogs. Vlogs. Vlogs and P-logs. So, to start talking about the book. Okay, last week we ended up late Saturday night finishing off the planning section. Okay, I got that over to Dave, didn't hear back about that until sort of late Monday, which is normal because of time zones. Yeah, I don't really start to hear from Dave until sort of early afternoon when he wakes up over in the States. And it's a good thing I work quite late hours. I found it's a lot easier to sort of sleep in the mornings, yeah, and work till sort of 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, when the house is completely quiet, the kids are asleep, there's no dogs walking past that makes Ozzy jump up screaming like he needs to defend the house, even if the dog is like half a mile up the road. And no knocking on doors and all that sort of stuff. So I've been working quite late at night. So Saturday was a late night one. Got it over to Dave. Dave got back to me on Monday and said it reads great. The rewrite was really good. It's coming a lot more concise. He's having to play with it and laying it out. Now there was a little issue that came up, and this is one of those things that when I approached the book, I knew what I wanted to put into the book, but I hadn't figured out the flow exactly. And as I'm working things like, now that would be better over there. So it's not that information is being missed or decided on whether it should be in or out. It's more, where does that information go? Now there was a section on scaling and theoretical and practical stuff. Now because the way we work in the book, yeah, it makes more sense to move the practical stuff to the specific scale builds that it may relate to further in the book. But that leaves an orphaned sort of theoretical section. So I was a little bit concerned about that. We chatted. The general idea Dave had was, right, let's have a look at the words and let's just sit on them and see where they sit. And as long as they go into the book, a roughly appropriate place before they're needed. Yeah. The reason being is there's important information in the theoretical sections that will help you with your builds. So you don't really want to add that after the build. You know what I mean? So we've got to figure out where that needs to go, or where it needs to be broken down and applied in different places and stuff like that. So I sat down and it was like, last night I thought, right, all right then, okay. Got about, I figured about 600-700 words on it. Yeah, and I nailed that down to a T, 640 words. Yeah, I've still got to draft it. Yeah, so that may change, but I was quite pleased with that. But I just sat down, and this was after I'd done some editing, and this was about 1 o'clock at night, and I just bullet pointed out, you know, from my notes and my main things, put in a couple of key points, sat down, took about an hour to write for 600 words. That's not bad, to be truthful. Yeah, it was a simple topic with only a few points to get across, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so it was actually an easy write. But the one thing I have found and I find interesting is that now I've taken this new approach of, right, only one writing task on the desk at once. Yeah, whether I'm bullet pointing, whether I'm writing, start, roll through, do your drafting, put it in the folder, let it mull for a week, yeah, while you mull it over, yeah, and then just do your final sort of tweaks. Now, while I'm mulling it over, I am actually... Long hair? It's been tickling me. Yeah, while I've been mulling it over, you know, I have been doing other writing stuff. Yeah, but in the case of this scales one, it was the first one where I've completely just approached it with nothing else on the table writing wise, and it just went a dream. It went really easy. It went really comfortably. I've still got to see if the gibberish I wrote at 3 o'clock last night, it makes sense. So it's on the coffee table. It's on the kitchen table, and I'll be getting a coffee, sitting down, doing my red pen work, and then coming back and just finalising it off. And then I'll send it over to Dave, make sure he's seen it and he knows the sort of word content and the points, whilst I mull it over for a week and just finalise it. Just helps him with the laying out. So, things are getting better. I've noticed I am falling a little bit behind, okay, with where I wanted to be. No, I'm falling behind with the gains I made at the start, but I'm still well ahead of schedule for the planned schedule. So I'm not concerned, because it's like, well, I'm ahead of my schedule, and I know this is going to sound harsh, yeah, but perhaps not harsh, but I'm getting better as a writer. You know what I mean? Not just in how I approach writing, how comfortable and how quickly I can get into writing mode as it's becoming more familiar to me, but also my style of writing. The things that when I first started, the stuff I was catching when I was going through doing rough drafting, yeah, I'm catching as I'm writing now. You know what I mean? Grammar, ways of phrasing things, certain words that aren't really needed. Conversational words that we throw in a conversation to reinforce a point, but in text aren't really needed to get the point across. Yeah, and I'm picking all that up as I'm going, which means I'm noticing when I sit down to do my first drafts, every time I'm doing a first draft, there's less red pen on it. And the notes are far more about the content rather than the errors or the cleanup. So that's a good sign. Now, my task is today, yeah, I've got a little bit of personal admin to catch up on. I've got a little bit of, channel admin to catch up on, because there's a video gone up, so there'll be comments to answer on that and that sort of stuff. So I'll put an hour to that. Yeah, and then the rest of the day is revisiting and going back to the materials, which should be interesting, because the materials was written during the eclectic, all over the place sort of phase of early last week. So I'm quite interested to see what it looks like, and also, yeah, how it writes now and what I'll think about what I've written. Yeah, so with that in mind, I think I've procrastinated enough, and it's time to switch on the sweet sounds of Enya. Yeah, Enya is my muse. Yeah, I know she's in a castle in Scotland with her 91 million and I think about 100 cats. Yeah, but right now she's on my desk and she is my muse as I put my words down. Yeah, I discovered, I used to listen to Enya when I was studying to be a physiotherapist and going through, doing all my exams and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's tied in. Even now, 20 odd years later, more than 20 years later. Right, procrastinating. Cracking on time. I'll catch you in the next bit. So it is Saturday. The week has flown by and I've just been all over the place, to be perfectly honest. A little bit of family logistics going on that I had to sort of jump out and get dealt with. You know how these things go on. The backer kit is open, so I've been pushing that. Links down below on that one. Yeah, I think loads of people have actually jumped in, filled in their survey and filled in their shipping details and that sort of stuff. Yeah, on top of that, what have I been doing? Well, I had Lee come down. Yeah, Lee's my photographer mate, so he's come down. He's helping me with all the camera setup for the actual build stages, which start in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, that's when the building starts. I'm just finishing off the writing and waiting for the last of the bits to arrive. And it is going well. Yeah, so the camera stuff is all sorted. There's couple of little changes to how we're going to do things, yeah, but nothing that affects the end product and nothing really that affects the time flow, yeah. But the couple of things I need to have a chat with Dave about, because it will affect how we lay the book out with when he gets certain photos and stuff like that, but nothing major there. Now, writing has been a little bit slower, but the reason being is because I've got a new sort of laptop that I can write on while I'm in the studio and while I'm out, and so I'm not stuck at the desk with that damn chair. It's the reason I'm sitting here having this conversation, because to be truthful, my back's in a little bit of pain. I've done quite a few hours over the past couple of weeks in that chair, and I still need to get my new one. I haven't got around to doing that yet. So we've got that going on. So need to get a little bit caught up on the ride, but one of the reasons why I've been a little bit slower is, one, I've been updating tech stuff and that sort of stuff, but also trying to get used to a new writing keyboard and that sort of stuff and get back in the flow, and takes a little bit of fiddling, but I'm not concerned at all. Not concerned at all, because it's going all well and I'm still well ahead of schedule. So yeah, I imagine I'll be caught up by the end of next week, which will be interesting because Monday is my birthday. I will be 44, I think. Yeah, and probably going to spend the day writing. So with that, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. So guys, as we said, we've got backer kit. That's open. Links down below for that one. If you haven't pledged and you weren't part of the Kickstarter, but you want to jump on for the book, you can jump on backer kit as well. So check down below for the link to the update on the Kickstarter. That'll have all the links to where you need to go. Take it from there. Now, backer kit emails are going out. You should have had yours by now. If you signed up for the campaign and you haven't received your backer kit email, shoot Dave a message over on the actual Kickstarter, and that should cover that. Yeah, I think we're good then. In which case, guys, I think I'm going to call it, because I've got a Saturday afternoon of writing. A little bit of catch up. I will catch you soon, and if you've got any questions, remember this goes out on a Sunday. I am available on the Sunday night at 9 o'clock UK time. So jump onto the show then and come have a chat. Right, see you later, guys. All the best, yeah? Ta-da.